If your boss is a serious person, you have to be a scumbag. Chapter 11. Preparing to buy a villa. Hu Wei looked at his good brother who had been with him day and night for 4 years. He felt a little strange for a moment, but at the same time, he felt a sense of pride and full of fighting spirit in his heart. My brothers are also outstanding, so I have to work hard and not embarrass my good brothers. Young people are always full of fighting spirit and bloody spirit. In just a moment, he adjusted his mentality and looked at Chen Dong with a hint of passion in his eyes. From today on, we, Kangle Supermarket, officially declare war on Hongyun Supermarket. I will solve the problem of fruit and vegetable supply. Everyone just needs to work hard. In order to welcome the great July 1st, I have decided that from now until July 7th, all products will be 20% off. The price of fruits and vegetables is 2 cents per pound higher than the purchase price. Vigorously promote the membership system. During this period, whether you are a new or old member, you will get 100 when you top up 1,000, and you will get 300 when you top up 2,000. Members can get 1 point when they spend 1 yuan, and when the accumulated points reach 1,000, they can be used as a 10 yuan cash coupon at any time. Our employees, as long as they can introduce customers to register as members and recharge more than 1,000 yuan, they will receive a 100 yuan reward for each person they introduce. Watching the people below start whispering to each other, Chen Dong knew that the last introducer who came to the supermarket to top up his membership bonus must have attracted a lot of attention, so he simply released another Wang Jia. In order to mobilize everyone's enthusiasm for work, everyone's salary will be increased by 500 yuan per month on the original basis. Our new general manager Hu Wei will take the lead in organizing performance and attendance checks. As long as your performance is good enough, you can also receive additional rewards. Most of the employees working in supermarkets are ants in their 40s and above. These people are extremely sensitive to money. It is understandable that they suffered too much when they were young, but if they can earn a little more money, they are willing to devote their time and energy. The boss is mighty. I don't know who shouted in the crowd, and everyone immediately applauded enthusiastically. Chen Dong understood that everyone was applauding because he had given them a salary increase, but it didn't matter. As long as the turnover could be increased, what was the extra salary? Sun Ju's minivan also arrived. Hu Wei and Lu Dinggang organized some male employees to go downstairs to move vegetables and compare the specific amounts. Lu Dinggang is already very clear about these routines, and everything is going on in an orderly manner. The preferential measures immediately arranged for secretaries to print banners. Chen Dong couldn't help but sigh. No wonder everyone wants to be the boss. Just move your mouth, and someone will immediately sort out what you said, and then get busy according to your requirements. This feeling is no less than doing radio gymnastics with the woman you love. At this moment, Chen Dong began to understand a little bit about those people who desperately climbed to higher places. Boss, do you really want to sell fruits and vegetables at a price that is only 2 cents higher than the purchase price? Lu Dinggang asked cautiously. This price is too low, there is no profit at all. This is a discount promotion and a salary increase for everyone. Lu Dinggang is really afraid that this supermarket will not last until July 7th. Well, 2 cents is a bit too much, so let's sell it at 1 cent higher than the purchase price. Lu Dinggang. Hu Wei immediately got into work mode. Hu Wei was particularly touched that Chen Dong could hand over the management of the supermarket to him, and secretly made a decision in his heart: he must study hard, work hard, and not let his brother down. After explaining the matter clearly, it was still early. Chen Dong took a taxi and rushed to the largest real estate agency in Jinghai, Xuan Agency. He couldn't wait to use his wealth critical card to cash out, and with graduation season coming, he also needed a place to live outside. I will have to go home to pick up my sister in a while, so buying a house becomes particularly important. Intermediaries are usually chain stores that rent a storefront on the roadside and stack a few computers to work. It was almost lunchtime when Chen Dong arrived. He pushed open the slightly old glass door and found that there were only 3 people in the office with more than 20 computer workstations. One was talking on the phone, and the other 2 looked up at Chen Dong, then lowered their heads and went about their own business. Chen Dong was speechless for a moment and looked down at his own outfit. He couldn't blame others. The time I spent to become rich was so short that I didn't even take the time to buy a better set of clothes. What I wear now from head to toe shouldn't cost more than 200 yuan. I was really careless. The door behind was pushed open, and the rhythmic high-heeled shoes stepped on the ground, making a pop-pop sound. Chen Dong turned around and saw the beautiful woman walking towards him, and couldn't help but be stunned. Standard professional attire, white short-sleeved shirt, revealing white lotus-rooted arms, holding a folder in his left hand and placing it under the towering plumpness. As he moved, the little boy swayed slightly, and the buttons were under great pressure. Wearing flesh-colored stockings under a tight black hip-hugging skirt, her legs look straight and slender, and paired with black high-heeled shoes, this outfit is really amazing. The exquisite facial features look extremely beautiful, and the finishing touch is the black-rimmed glasses, which instantly reminded Chen Dong of Mr. Hada from Sakura Country. Even in the urban romance drama she starred in, the character she played was a real estate agent, and many wonderful scenes began to emerge in her mind. There was a trace of unhappiness in Du Meiqing's beautiful eyes. She had just accompanied a client to see a large flat. She introduced her in a smooth manner for more than half an hour. The client, who was in his 40s, kept looking at her, and in the end he reminded her overtly and covertly. Go out with him to get a room. I don't even buy a house, I just want to put myself in bed, I want to eat shit, it's just a waste of my time. The handsome young man in front of me looks pretty good, but his eyes are not that good at first glance. Out of professionalism, Du Meiqing still asked. Does this handsome guy need to see the house? Although Chen Dong was lost for a while, he didn't feel embarrassed at all. Now he has always been in the spirit that as long as he is not embarrassed, others will be embarrassed. Of course, if you don't come to a real estate agency to look at the house, how can you look at the beautiful woman? Du Meiqing's pretty face turned cold, feeling that the man in front of her was a bit frivolous, and she was still hungry. Hey! Why does this girl look like she's about to fall out? Is her charm so bad? It seems like she really needs to change her outfit. I would like to ask if you have a better villa here? Hurry up and get down to business, lest you be beaten out as a pervert. Want to buy a villa? Du Meiqing's originally cold and pretty face suddenly blossomed into a flower-like smile. This change of attitude is so fast that Dunama is about to catch up with the rapidly developing high-speed rail in Longwa. Sir, do you want to rent or buy? I was called handsome guy just now, but now I will be called Mr. Chen Dong smiled in his heart and said, I still like to see your aloof look. Of course I want to buy one. The environment and location should be better, the apartment should be larger, and the price should be between 10 million and 20 million. It is best to buy a house that has been renovated and has not been lived in much. Do you have any here? Chapter 12. Encountering the National Goddess. A small explanation, this book is purely fictional, not every place and character can be found in reality. There will be corresponding places and characters later, please don't comment if you don't like them. Du Meiqing would be stunned. 10 years later, 10 million would not be able to buy a villa in Jinghai, but now, 10 million can definitely buy a very good single-family villa. The average housing price in Jinghai is just over 5,000 now, and will soar to more than 60,000 in 10 years. No? Looking at Du Meiqing, who was silent, Chen Dong asked doubtfully. It shouldn't be. This agency is quite large and should have a lot of properties on hand. Ah, there are some. Let me find them for you. Du Meiqing regained her composure, walked quickly to her workstation with her slender legs, found a file from a stack of folders, and then took a small bottle of mineral water. Sir, please sit down and have a glass of water. Du Meiqing asked Chen Dong to sit on the chair, unscrewed the bottle cap and handed it to Chen Dong. Then he came closer, and wisps of fragrance suddenly penetrated the tip of Chen Dong's nose. The two of them were so close that when they turned their heads, they could even see wisps of snow white from their collars. Mr. Chen, what do you think of this one, a single-family villa in Zhuan Xiaoyuan? This community is close to Changting River, with beautiful environment and convenient transportation. It is very suitable for both investment and residence. There are a total of 39 villas in the community. The owner of this house originally planned to buy it for his son's wedding. He has not lived in it since it was renovated 2 years ago. But his son later met an Australian girl, and after they got married, they settled abroad. Now that they have a baby, the old couple also came to help take care of the baby, so they put the house up for sale. How big is the house and how much is it selling for? Chen Dong looked at the photos inside the community and the house and felt very satisfied. This villa covers an area of 600 square meters, with a total of 3 floors and a small yard of 300 square meters. Since he was doing fine decoration, He also bought decoration materials and furniture from famous brands, so he priced it at 8,000 per square meter, and the final total price was 14.4 million. After Du Meiqing said the price, she stared at Chen Dong. She was not sure whether the young man in front of her just wanted to take a look or he really wanted to buy. The main thing is that Chen Dong really doesn't look like a person who can spend more than 14 million to buy a villa. But she was disappointed. Chen Dong's eyes and expression did not fluctuate at all, as if this was not 14.4 million, but 1,440 yuan. Then take me to see the house. If it's suitable, I'll buy it and use it as a wedding room. Chen Dong laughed. He really had no plans to get married. After 10 years of living alone in my previous life, I had completely given up the idea of getting married. Du Meiqing is the top seller of this agency, so her commission is naturally quite large. But if this villa can be sold, she can get at least more than 200,000 yuan. This was definitely a huge sum of money for her. With a sweet smile on her face, she led Chen Dong outside. After working for 4 years, she saved a lot of money and bought an entry-level Mercedes-Benz car. Half an hour later, we arrived at the entrance of a high-end villa community. The door of the villa gives people a poetic and picturesque feeling, and the security guard is not the kind of old man who staggers when he walks. The security guard was very dedicated and carefully checked Du Meiqing. Her car did not have access control. After carefully checking the key card and ID in Du Meiqing's hand, she opened the railing to let her pass. This made Chen Dong's impression of this community a little better. At least it seemed relatively safe. When the car entered the community, the asphalt road inside was very spacious, and there was a rubber track along the outermost edge of the community. The greening inside is mainly landscape bamboo, mixed with other landscape trees and small shrubs. Each villa has its own fence, and great attention is paid to protecting the privacy of the owners. The spacing between villas is also relatively large, so even if you hold a party at your own home, it should not affect the nearby neighbors. The car stopped at the door of villa number 16. There was an electronic lock installed on a large stainless steel iron door. But what was surprising was that the door was open at this time. Looking around, there are 2 cars parked in the small yard of the villa, one Audi sedan and the other a Toyota. Du Meiqing's face suddenly became unnatural, and she muttered, "It's that charlatan again." When the car drives in, there is a small courtyard outside, and the villa stands behind it. Du Meiqing's car just stopped, and 3 people walked out of the house. There are 1 man and 2 women. The man looks to be in his early 40s, has a little belly, is wearing a suit, looks like a successful person, and has shiny hair. He was accompanying a young beauty and talking to her from time to time. The other one was wearing similar clothes to Du Meiqing, but with heavy makeup on her face. She looked at the man charmingly and said compliments. Chen Dong looked at the young beauty and felt a little distracted for a moment. Isn't this the national goddess Lu Bingbing? Although I didn't pay attention to the entertainment industry in my previous life, I had watched some famous movies and TV series. He remembered that in 2017, the movie The Palace starring Lu Bingbing was very popular and was even sought after by many people in Bangzi country and Sakura country. The leading role is the beauty Lu Bingbing in front of me. It was precisely because of this drama that she became an instant hit and was later called the national goddess. The female colleagues in my office stayed up late every day watching TV dramas and talked about this beautiful female star in the office every day. I heard that not long after she debuted, she offended her boss and was kept in the dark for several years. It wasn't until the boss got into trouble that she came out. With the popularity of The Palace, she starred in several movies, all of which were very popular. Good. Chen Dong didn't know if Lu Bingbing was popular at this time. After all, he really didn't pay much attention to entertainment gossip. Du Meiqing did not choose to wait in the car just because there were 3 people around. As long as the house was not sold, anyone could look at it. The 2 got out of the car, and the agent with heavy makeup looked at Du Meiqing with jealousy in his eyes. It seemed that the 2 of them had quite a lot of conflicts. Bingbing, you can really consider my request. As long as I nod, not only can I give you a good script, but you can also live in a mansion like this. Mr. Wang, didn't I say that I just came with you to look at the house today? Why don't we go back to the company to talk about work matters? Mr. Wang, this house is really good. It is not only safe, but also pays special attention to protecting the privacy of the owner. It is best to buy a villa like this for daily relaxation and entertainment. The salesman winked at the middle-aged man. Well, I'll think about it again. After all, he still failed to achieve his goal. He took Lu Bingbing to the Audi a little impatiently. As for the salesperson wearing heavy makeup, he glared at Du Meiqing and Chen Dong fiercely, and quickly stepped up to keep up with his Toyota. Do you know that beauty? Chen Dong asked casually after seeing the two cars driving away. He wanted to confirm whether Lu Bingbing was popular now. I don't know him. Do you know Mr. Chen? Du Meiqing shook her head. I don't know you either. By the way, do you often watch TV movies or variety shows? Yes, I usually like to watch TV series when I have nothing to do. Chen Dong nodded. It seemed that Lu Bingbing was not angry now. He even boldly guessed that Lu Bingbing's hiding in the snow might have something to do with the middle-aged man he saw today. At the moment, Chen Dong doesn't have much time to care about these messy things, but he has already hatched an interesting plan in his heart, but this plan requires huge financial support. Chapter 13. Using critical hit cards. After walking around the villa, it was indeed very luxurious, the kind of style that Chen Dong could only see on TV before. The villa is fully equipped with everything, even a four-piece suit, although it is packed in a cabinet. Chen Dong didn't know the price of those quilts, but the English letters fret on them made Chen Dong think they were good products. No problem, go back and sign the contract, I want it. Now, have you decided to buy it? Du Meiqing can't believe it, after all, Chen Dong looks too young. Mr. Chen, don't you need to tell your family? With more than 14 million yuan, don't you need to ask your dad to get it? Even if it is an installment plan with a 30% down payment, it will still cost 4.2 million yuan. No, I can still get this little money. In Du Meiqing's astonishment, the two of them got into a small Mercedes and returned to the office of the literary agency, drafted a contract, and Chen Dong transferred the money directly with his bank card. Seeing that the payment was successful, Du Meiqing was still a little confused. For a house worth 14.4 million yuan, there was no discussion on the price. For such an expensive house, the flexibility of the house price is actually not small. Let alone millions, it is entirely possible to lower the price by hundreds of thousands. Could it be that this rich young man is interested in me? Du Meiqing looked at Chen Dong with a slightly different look, and a blush appeared on her pretty face. She is not the kind of silly girl who is still studying on campus. She has been in the workplace for 4 or 5 years and has already seen through everything. Du Meiqing's biggest goal now is to find a man she can trust for life within 2 years. This man must be rich, good-looking and tall. In the past few years of selling houses, those customers secretly patted her buttocks with their hands when viewing the house, took every opportunity to rub her in, and hinted in secret that she had to sleep with her before they would buy. There are too many people like this, and she has long been tired of doing this job. Who doesn't want to find a rich man to marry, be a full-time wife with peace of mind, go shopping every day, watch TV shows, find something to do that they like, and then have a lot of money to spend? Currently, in her circle of friends, Chen Dong is the one who best meets her expectations. He quickly and enthusiastically added all of Chen Dong's contact information. He couldn't hide the smile on his face. Mr. Chen, if you have anything to do in the future, you can contact me at any time. I will help you get the real estate certificate as soon as possible. Du Meiqing looked at Chen Dong now with little stars in her eyes. By the way, it's already dinner time. How about I invite you out for a casual dinner? Thank you for your trust in me. No need to eat. I have something to do later. Chen Dong looked at the enthusiastic Du Meiqing and secretly sighed that Chao's ability was really powerful. But there should be room for negotiation on this 14.4 million villa. These flexibility should be considered as payment for your hard work. But next time if there is an opportunity for cooperation, please be sure to give me the best price. Chen Dong walked away gracefully under Du Meiqing's astonished eyes, leaving the pinyin with an invisible back. Brother Tongzi, use the Fortune Critical Strike card. Ding, the Fortune Critical card is in use. A square grid like a 9-square grid appears, with numbers from 10 to 50 inside. Just like the rolling lottery on TV, a bright spot keeps popping up randomly, finally slows down, and then freezes on a number 30. Ding, the consumption amount used by the host is 14.4 million yuan, which is greater than 10 million. Based on the upper limit of 10 million, a total cash reward of 300 million will be awarded. The reward amount will be transferred to the host's ICBC card through bank transfer. As his phone vibrated, Chen Dong clicked on the text message and looked at the payment reminder. He was still in a daze. Did he become a billionaire? The balance on the card is 325.9 million. This series of numbers is really reassuring. Chen Dong breathed a sigh of relief. Now he could take a short rest. Go get a driver's license, then buy a car, and then live a leisurely life for a few days. As a senior otaku, Chen Dong didn't know that you could buy a driver's license directly these days. It wasn't as strict as the inspection 7 or 8 years ago, so he still insisted on taking the test himself. By the time he knew this fact, he had already obtained his driver's license. I ate some beef ramen on the side of the road and added some extra beef. It was almost 2 o'clock when we arrived at Kangol supermarket. With the promotion of marketing advertisements, the staff encouraged relatives at home to come and cheer in order to get a reward of 100 yuan for every member who recharged more than 1,000 yuan. These days, no one needs to buy daily necessities. Rice, flour, oil, and some toothbrushes and toothpaste are all necessary. Most people will choose to buy these things in supermarkets. I heard that if you sign up as a member, you will get 100 yuan for every 1,000 yuan you spend, and you can get a 10 yuan cash coupon when you spend 1,000 yuan. Many relatives of employees have been attracted. Then the word spread, and at this point in the afternoon, there were many more people in the supermarket than in the morning. Hu Wei entered the situation quickly. When Chen Dong entered the office, he was still carefully looking at the various reports in the supermarket. Away, come out with me later. Where are you going? Hu Wei asked casually. Remember to bring your ID card when registering for a driver's license learner. Chen Dong turned on his computer and started searching for a suitable driving school. Although Chen Dong in his previous life had passed the driver's license test, he had barely driven a car. In Jinghai, a place where land is at a premium, Chen Dong only discovered when he could afford a car that the parking space was more expensive than the car. With the money to maintain a car, wouldn't it be nice to take a taxi or take the subway? The car only costs 100,000 yuan, and the parking space costs 200,000 yuan. You also have to pay management fees. But this time, to Chen Dong, these are just small change. Take advantage of your free time to get your driver's license and then buy a car. Buy early and enjoy it early. As for hiring a driver, Chen Dong certainly has the ability now. But you can't always bring a driver with you. It's so embarrassing to have a light bulb when interacting with your girlfriend in the car. There are also supercars that give men a surge of adrenaline. If you have to call a driver to drive a supercar, where will your girlfriend sit? You can't just buy a 4-seat supercar. That's too middle of the road. As a good, law-abiding young man, Chen Dong must of course get his driver's license with Hu Wei as soon as possible. Dongzi, just go. I can't afford a car for the time being. You have to be able to drive even if you can't afford it. Otherwise, how will you get Li Xiaoyu out when the time comes? Chen Dong had already planned to ask Hu Wei to drive a sports car to pick up Li Xiaoyu. He did not believe that green tea like Li Xiaoyu could withstand such a test. As long as she sees Hu Wei's strength and knows that Hu Wei is a rich man who can afford a sports car, she will definitely want to knock Hu Wei down quickly and make the rice ready. Chen Dong stared at the screen, not giving Hu Wei a chance to refute. By the way, Dongzi, have you seen the group of penguins in the class? No, are there any melons I can eat? I don't have any, but class monitor Zhang Cheng said that graduation is about to happen. While there are still many people in Jinghai, let's go out to get together, and I specifically at you, saying that both Li Xiaoyu and Gu Feifei are going. This guy is mentally ill, isn't he? He just had S*X with Gu Feifei for hundreds of times. As for treating me like the enemy who killed my father? Hu Wei chuckled. It's not like you don't know that he has been pursuing Gu Feifei before, but you took her out to live together. How can he not hate you? He's the one who took away his wife. Haven't we broken up now? If he likes it, go for it. Do you think it is a second-hand product that I have used and you are not willing to take over? Chapter 14. Business opportunities reappear. Then I don't know. Do you want to ask him? Hu Wei said with a smirk. It's not interesting if you don't go. During those few gatherings in the class, I didn't listen to those few go-ba stuff blowing up to the sky. It's annoying to watch. Aren't you already developed? If you don't show it off, you will make Gu Feifei regret it? Chen Dong was stunned for a while and said nothing. When he first got the 40 million lottery prize, he also thought about telling Gu Feifei the news, letting her know that he was a capable person and that she was blind because she failed to follow him. But he soon gave up this idea. After all, Gu Feifei has been a very competent girlfriend during the 3 years of dating. This is also the main reason why Chen Dong and Gu Feifei didn't talk to each other for 10 years after they broke up in the previous life. People are kind-hearted and take care of others. When they were together, she even helped pay the rent, saying that the two of them would bear all the expenses together. On her birthday, Chen Dong gave her a pair of headphones. On Chen Dong's birthday, she would give her a small item of similar value. She would often rush to pay for it when going out to eat or watch movies. Gu Feifei was responsible for most of the housework in the rental house. As for her proposal to break up, Chen Dong also heard some classmates say. The company she was interviewing for paid well, but had a weird rule: new employees couldn't fall in love for 3 years. It is said to allow employees to grow as quickly as possible and have more time to improve themselves. In fact, in order to better exploit young people, the CPU is left there every day. After graduation, everyone has to face more realistic problems. Between career and love, Feifei Gu chose the former. Chen Dong doesn't blame her, because both of them know that if she doesn't want to work, Chen Dong alone will not be able to gain a foothold in Jinghai. The ideal is very full, but the reality is often very skinny. Breaking up right after graduation is inevitable for most campus romances. Forget it, we have already broken up, let's give each other some dignity. In the eyes of others, Chen Dong and Gu Feifei broke up only half a month ago, but in Chen Dong's case, they have been separated for more than 10 years. No matter what considerations Feifei had at the beginning, she was the one who initiated the breakup after all, and she also found a new love later on. At this time, how should Chen Dong face her? Should he scold her and tell her that she was blind when she broke up with him? Or are you going to chase her back again like a licking dog? When she took the initiative to break up, in the final analysis, it was still a financial issue. If Chen Dong was a rich second generation, the two of them would definitely be able to live happily until the end. Chen Dong finally understood, it is not important for women to make money. As long as the money is in place, beauties are no different from those figures, and you can collect them as much as you want. Therefore, making money first and then collecting good figures is the right answer. Not wanting to dwell on this issue anymore, Chen Dong sighed lightly and asked casually. Do you want to go? If you don't go, it won't be interesting for me to go, so just don't go. Well, I don't want you to go either, lest that time Li Xiaoyu, that green tea girl, starts acting coquettishly with you and you end up sending her messages every day. When he thought of this, Chen Dong suddenly became excited. By the way, you haven't contacted Li Xiaoyu in the past few days. No, but she has been sending me messages these past few days. Did you reply? No, I listen to you and wait for a month before talking. That's right, Wei. Don't worry, I will definitely help you capture her before August. Chen Dong was chatting with Hu Wei while checking driving school information on the computer. Suddenly, he opened his eyes wide and looked at the computer screen in shock. Dragon Driving School. It was not the name that surprised him, but the location. It is located south of Jinghai Art College and east of the driving school near the Changtang River, covering an area of nearly 5,000 square meters. There are also some relatively old residential buildings nearby. At present, this place has not been developed much and is relatively backward. But Chen Dong had been here in his last life. He remembered that the first time he went there was with his sister Chen Hong in 2015, near the Art Institute. But he clearly remembered that to the south of the Art Institute was one of Jinghai's landmark buildings, Yinjin Building. It covers an area of 1,600 square meters and is a 65-story modern building, facing the Jinghai Pearl across the river. At night, the lights outside the building light up and shine on the Changtang River, complementing each other. The scenery is extremely beautiful and it is an internet celebrity check-in place. Many tourists like to sit on the observation boat at night and take pictures of the Yinjin Building on the Changtang River. Lights. There are also some wealthy second-generation people who place confession ads on the lights of Yinjin Building to confess to their girlfriends and have a romantic proposal. This became the dream of many girls at that time. Of course, including several girls in his office. In other words, within 3 years, a luxurious comprehensive commercial area will be built here, including Yinjin Building and other commercial streets. This is a huge business opportunity. If you can buy this driving school before Guojia introduces planning policies, and the 5,000 square meters of land will be demolished. How much money will you make? When he thought of this, Chen Dong's breathing became a little rapid. But he calmed down immediately. He wanted to buy it, but would his boss be willing to sell it? Normally, the value of such a driving school should be around 60 million. If I add some money, will the other party sell it? But if you show a strong willingness to buy, will it arouse the other party's suspicion? Chen Dong now has a lot of money, but coming from a rural family, he is destined to have few connections. When encountering this kind of thing, it seems a bit pale and helpless. It's okay. Let's take a look step by step. Go and have a look first. Anyway, I'm planning to learn how to get a driver's license, so just sign up at this driving school. Chen Dong immediately made up his mind and took Hui to take a taxi to Julong Driving School. At 3 o'clock, the taxi drove into Julong Driving School. Looking at the slightly dilapidated gate, Chen Dong instantly felt that his acquisition plan was promising. Dongzi, why did you choose such a driving school? The gate feels like it's about to collapse. You are here to learn how to drive, not as a tourist. Why do you care about other people's gates? As long as there is a car for you to practice on, you will be fine. The further inside Hui felt, the less reliable this driving school became. Although there are many students practicing driving under the sun, many of their faces look like students who have just finished the college entrance examination. But this venue is a bit too old. There are 2 big holes in the warehouse where the car is backed into the warehouse. Chen Dong became happier and happier as he looked at it. He simply rolled down the window and took a closer look at the facilities of the driving school. Well, what's this weird smell? Passing by a public toilet, a heady smell blew into the car from a long distance away. The innermost part of the driving school is a small U-shaped office building with only 2 floors. Chen Dong got off the car and couldn't help laughing when he looked at this office building. It was compared with the village committee in his own village. There were black spots everywhere on the wall, and the cement floor downstairs protruded from time to time. There were a few weeds growing as tall as myself. Dongzi, are you sure you want to learn to drive here? How about we change to another driving school? Didn't many people in our class go to Tenkong driving school to learn? I heard that it is more reliable and has a high pass rate. No need to change, I think it's pretty good here, I like it very much. Chen Dong walked straight to the room with the registration room sign. Inside was a small hall, with only a 40-year-old lady looking at her mobile phone boredly. Chen Dongju didn't even react when he walked up to her. Sister, can I sign up for driving lessons here? Chen Dong knocked on the glazed wall. Ah, yes, of course I can. This eldest lady was shocked. She thought the boss was coming to check on her, so she patted her chest. Young man, how come you don't make any sound when you walk? Chen Dong smiled coquettishly. Is it because I'm walking silently or are you looking at your phone too seriously? The tuition fee is 2,400. As long as you can pay it once and no additional fees will be charged during the course, it is very affordable to learn to drive here. Chapter 15. The Almighty Driving King. Hui reluctantly handed his ID card to Chen Dong, and Chen Dong swiped his card to pay the money and started chatting with the elder sister while she was going through the procedures. Sister, I see there are a lot of people learning to drive at this driving school. Why haven't they repaired the venue? The toilet also stinks. The elder sister, who handled the formalities, raised her head and looked outside to make sure no one was there before lowering her voice. In recent years, there have been many people learning to drive, and the boss has made a lot of money, but I can't resist his gambling. If you go gambling every 2 days, no matter how much money you make, you will lose. This kind of gambling, 10 times you bet, you will lose. Young man, listen to my sister, don't get involved in gambling. I understand, sister, I am incompatible with gambling and drug addiction. Chen Dong replied confidently. If he had to add a yellow, Chen Dong would definitely say that wise saying loudly. Huang Tian is above, gambling and drug addiction are at odds with me. The eldest sister obviously didn't understand the connotation of Chen Dong's words, and her face was instantly filled with a smile, looking like a teachable child. Let me tell you, our boss went to the Australian market some time ago and heard that he lost 70 million. My dear, this is too scary. The eldest sister kept shaking her head. It's so much, can I still pay for it? Of course it's impossible to repair such a big hole. I heard that he sold several houses, and now he's still short of more than 60 million. You can find a bank loan, and this driving school will be used as collateral. Why didn't you go? But the bank was only willing to lend him 30 million, which was far from enough. Hu Wei heard from the side that the driving school owner owed so much money and became even more worried. Then what if the driving school we learn to learn goes bankrupt? You don't have to worry about this, just learn to drive. Chen Dong gave him a reassuring look, turned around and continued to ask the eldest sister. Does your boss have no friends? Ask your friends to borrow some to tide you over. Which friend would lend me such a large amount of money? Yesterday I passed by his office and heard him chatting with a friend inside. His friend came up with 60 million to buy this driving school. Has your boss agreed? Chen Dong's heartbeat suddenly accelerated. Could it be that he was late? No, the negotiation fell apart. Our boss wanted 70 million, but the other party thought it was too expensive. When the two of them came out in the end, their faces were ugly. Two more people walked in at the door of the hall, a middle-aged man in a suit and a young girl. The eldest sister quickly handed the completed procedures to Chen Dong, stood up and greeted the middle-aged man. Manager Li. Sister Xia, please go through the procedures for this student. Li Tao, the manager of Julong Driving School, is mainly responsible for the assignment of coaches at the driving school and other matters. Have you two students just completed the formalities? Are there any coaches you are familiar with? Not yet, we have to ask Manager Li to help us make arrangements. That's easy to say. Please leave your contact information and I will contact you after I have made arrangements. You can use these few days to brush up on the questions in Subject 1. Once the subject is finished, you can start practicing Subject 2 immediately. This man has a good attitude. This is Chen Dong's first impression of him. Wait here for a moment, I'll go up to have something to do. Chen Dong patted Hu Wei on the shoulder and walked up the stairs to the second floor. He had just seen the eye-catching sign downstairs, President. Chen Dong is really speechless. You, a driving school owner, have to imitate other big companies and give yourself the position of president. The office door was ajar, and you could smell the pungent smell of smoke standing at the door. It seemed that he was also very worried about this gambling debt. Chen Dong knocked on the door, and an impatient voice came from inside. Who, come in. When he opened the door, there was still a faint white smoke inside. Chen Dong, a non-smoker, was immediately choked and coughed. Tang Onren frowned when he saw a strange young man coming in, and pushed the window open with an unhappy look on his face. Who are you? What do you want from me? He took it for granted that Chen Dong was a student from the driving school who came to him to report the coaching problem. Mr. Tang, please introduce yourself. My name is Chen Dong. I would like to discuss a business deal with you. Talk about business, what business can we discuss? There was a trace of disdain in Tang Ren's eyes. What kind of business are you talking to me about, a little guy with no hair at all? How about selling this driving school to me? Like thunder on the ground, Tang Onren's eyes widened and the veins on his forehead bulged. What did you say? You want to buy my driving school? Is there any problem? Chen Dong asked after nodding. Tang Onren laughed, not that kind of happy smile, as if he heard a joke. Do you know how much I want to sell it for? One price, 70 million. If you agree, get all the information now and we'll find a law firm and entrust them with the process. The money can be transferred to you today. Tang Onren's eyes flickered uncertainly, wondering if the young man in front of him was playing tricks on him. But looking at his expression, he was very calm and his eyes were full of confidence, as if the 70 million was not a big sum of money to him. I want to sell it for 80 million. Mr. Tang, people must know how to be content. If others offer 60 million, you want 70 million. If I offer 70 million, you want 80 million. Fixed price. If you sell, we will go through the process now. If it doesn't sell, you will find another one. Chen Dong had already made sufficient preparations. The information given by the eldest sister downstairs was very useful. He was sure that Tang Onren would agree, so he turned around and left after saying this. With a bang, the office door was closed by him, and he continued walking towards the stairs without slowing down. He could certainly afford 80 million, but if he agreed without hesitation, it would be difficult for Tang Onren not to become suspicious. After all, according to the current market price, this driving school is only over 60 million. Brother Chen, wait a minute. Tang Onren finally chased him out. When he saw Chen Dong, who was almost at the stairs, he was secretly glad that he chased him out, otherwise he might really miss this big buyer. Chen Dong asked Hu Wei to take a taxi back to the supermarket, and he got into Tang Onren's Mercedes-Benz and went to Guantu Law Firm, which was a well-known law firm in Jinghai. Chen Dong was relatively relieved to leave these contract transfer matters to them. At 4:30 in the afternoon, the two walked out of the law firm together. "Brother Chen, the Dragon Driving School is yours from now on." Tang Onrun looked at the young man in front of him who looked like a college student with complicated eyes. He couldn't believe that he bought the driving school for 70 million yuan. "Well, Mr. Tang, please go ahead and go to the driving school to explain to them." After Tang Onrun received the transfer from Chen Dong, he told Li Tao. Li Tao was shocked when he got the news. He didn't expect that the young man who came to sign up for driving lessons in the afternoon would become his boss in the blink of an eye. "Fortunately, I have always been relatively low-key and didn't conflict with him. Otherwise, it's hard to say whether I could keep my job." Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully acquiring the Dragon Driving School and becoming the owner of the driving school. Since the host consumption amount exceeded 50 million, the system was upgraded to level 2. Reward special skills, Almighty Driving King, and get a chance to draw a lottery. Almighty Driving King. After integrating this skill, the system will be able to skillfully drive vehicles, tanks, planes, ships and other means of transportation existing on Blue Star, and reach the level of proficiency. Is the host integrated? Damn it, this is a bit awesome. Chen Dong feels that his luck has been a bit overwhelming recently. "I wanted to buy Julong Driving School, but something happened to the boss and I was planning to sell it." If you want to learn to drive, reward yourself with the skills of an Almighty Driving King and integrate them directly. After absorbing the huge driving skills, Chen Dong couldn't wait to draw the prize. Clatter, the familiar big disc appeared in my mind again. The pointer started to rotate rapidly, and then slowly stopped. Chapter 16. The Amazing Wealth Code. Ding! Congratulations to the host for getting a wealth code card. After using this card, you will randomly obtain a huge wealth secret in the future. Will the host use it? Wealth password card? Last time I bought the double color ball through this card, and now I have drawn it out again. Isn't it still a lottery reward? Use it directly. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining important business secrets. From July 1st to 3rd, Longhua Gold futures will fall by a cumulative 26 percentage points. From July 4th to 6th, they will rise by 28 percentage points based on the decline. Remind the host that a single investment must not exceed 5 billion Dragon Country coins, otherwise it will cause unpredictable consequences. Hiss, this information is a bit awesome. I still have about 230 million yuan. If I invest 200 million yuan and apply 10 times leverage, it will be 2 billion yuan. If you go short first and make a profit of 26 percentage points, your assets will reach 750 million. The system prompts that it cannot exceed 5 billion, so invest another 500 million on the 3rd, apply 10 times leverage, buy at a low price, and sell at a high price on the 6th, and the profit will reach 1.4 billion. Based on this calculation, your assets will reach 2.15 billion. Of course, if you operate alone, you can't just get stuck at the top and get out. For example, for short selling, for the sake of insurance, Chen Dong may start buying when it drops to around 23 or 24 percentage points and return these borrowed futures to financing institutions. It will be the same in the next 3 days. If the price rises to about 25 percentage points, Chen Dong may clear his positions one after another. Then make a discount and the money in your hand will reach about 2 billion. Chen Dong breathed a long sigh of relief. The acquisition of this driving school is so worth it. God has treated me well. Is this the benefit of being born again? Chen Dong now has a relatively intuitive understanding of the rewards of this system. The skills rewarded are related to the companies he founded or acquired. The system will reward skills and cash, but it does not seem to reward fixed assets. It makes sense when you think about it. If you reward yourself with a villa or a luxury car, how many processes are required? It is equivalent to invading the minds of many people and implanting a memory that should not exist. For example, if you reward yourself with an office building, you have to arrange for someone to buy it from the original boss, you have to hand over the real estate certificate to someone, and you need to arrange for the property to be managed or rented out. But it feels more reasonable to reward cash, skills, or a certain business opportunity. After all, the system has a God's perspective. At 5:30, the president's office was completely tidied up. Chen Dong was sitting on the boss's chair, while Li Tao was standing upright opposite. Manager Li, this driving school will be mainly managed by you from now on. I don't have much time to come here. Later, you can send me your company account and I will transfer 2 million into it. You can find someone to clean the toilet as soon as possible. The smell is too strong. The weeds under the office building should also be cleared away as soon as possible. Those driving practice venues that are too dilapidated and cannot be tolerated should be tidied up as soon as possible, and those that can be used for makeshift purposes should be left alone. Chen Dong had a hunch that the notice of demolition here should come out within the year. There is no need to spend money to renovate those training venues. They will be demolished immediately after renovation. But if it's too worn out and affects students' driving practice, it still needs to be renovated. Li Tao finally let go of the stone in his heart. He was afraid that when the new boss came, he would wield the sword of reform and lay off him as the manager. Understood, boss. Li Tao's attitude became more respectful. Also, help me and my friend named Hu Wei arrange a coach each for one-on-one teaching. Chen Dong himself no longer needs to practice. With the skills of a systematic all-round driving king, the level of the coach is definitely not as good as him. However, after taking the exam for Subject 1, you need to complete the credit hours for Subjects 2 and 3. Having a coach one-on-one will affect the progress. Another frustrating aspect of this credit hour system is that you can only brush up to 4 credit hours a day. Subject 2 requires at least 16 credit hours, and Subject 3 requires at least 24 credit hours. This means that it will take at least 10 days after completing Subject 1 to complete Subject 3. During this period, it also depends on the examination time arrangements of the relevant departments. When is the latest test for the subject? Remember to make an appointment for the two of us. Boss, there is an exam for Subject 1 on July 2nd. Let me make an appointment for you. Good. Chen Dong explained some precautions to Li Tao clearly and asked him to seize the time to implement his requirements. I had a quick meal outside at a roadside shop, then went into the mall and bought a few sets of Adidas clothes and shoes. It's not that he can't afford luxury goods, but Chen Dong, who is used to living in poverty, feels that these two brands are already pretty good. Chen Dong, who has experienced the trade war between the United States and the Dragon Country, is not very willing to buy Western things from the bottom of his heart, but unfortunately at this time, many things in the Dragon Country are indeed worse than those in the United States, whether it is mobile phones or clothing. Chen Dong secretly made up his mind that when his assets increase, he must enter these industries, whether it is daily necessities used by ordinary people, such as clothing and bags, or cutting-edge technologies, such as chips and communications. In the past, I was just an ordinary citizen, and as long as I didn't cause trouble for Guojia, I would have made a contribution, but now, with the help of the system, I can do a lot more. I changed my clothes and went to Kangle supermarket to take a look. The overall sales have improved significantly compared to some time ago. Hu Wei was even more excited, feeling that he could flex his muscles on this stage. Dongzi, I won't go back to the dormitory tonight. There is a bed in the office. I will summarize the work of the recent period. Okay, you should also pay attention to rest. You can earn money slowly, don't tire your body. Chen Dong did not stop his brother. He needed something to distract his thoughts about Li Xiaoyu. It was undoubtedly the best to devote himself to the intense and busy work. Also, don't forget to study the questions in Subject 1. We will take the exam on July 2nd. Today is already June 29th, there are still 2 days left. Ah, are you in such a hurry? Well, finish the exam early and buy a car early, buy it early and enjoy it early. Chen Dong patted Hu Wei on the shoulder. Don't fail the subject when the time comes. It will be embarrassing and embarrassing. Go away, can't you just hope for me? Chen Dong liked the current situation between the two of them very much. Hu Wei had been with him in the same dormitory for 4 years, and the friendship did not deteriorate because Chen Dong became his boss. Deep down, Hu Wei respects his brothers. At work, Chen Dong is his boss, privately, the two are still good friends. After the best brother became rich, he didn't think about kicking him away and never having any contact with him again. Instead, he tried his best to help him get rich together, and even helped him make suggestions to chase girls. Such a brother moved Hu Wei extremely and made him extremely moved. Cherish. Chapter 17. Sooner or later I will become the boss's wife. At 9 o'clock in the evening, Chen Dong returned to the south gate of Jinghai University and saw that there were still several people queuing in front of his milk tea shop. It seems that my formula is still useful. It is indeed a product produced by the system. It is really a high-quality product. Chen Dong stepped in, looked at the four busy girls, raised the corners of his mouth slightly, and smiled. Especially the little girl Xia Shuihan, who was helping Sun Ro and the others to work seriously. With a lot of beads of sweat on her forehead and a few strands of blue hair on it, she was focused and beautiful. She is not good at dressing up. At first glance, she looks very ordinary, especially her ant-like clothes. But if you look closely, you will find that this girl's facial features are extremely delicate. Still busy? Boss, are you here? The four girls greeted Chen Dong enthusiastically. If Chen Dong hadn't bought the milk tea shop, Sun Ro and Jin Xiao might have faced unemployment. Chen Dong not only bought the store, but also immediately increased their wages. Several people were very grateful to Chen Dong. After selling these few cups, stop selling. Starting from tomorrow, we will reduce the amount of purchases. We will get off work after completing the sanitation before 9 o'clock in the evening. The four girls were stunned. It was the first time they heard a boss asking employees to leave work early. Other bosses wanted their employees to stay in the store 24 hours a day. After selling 6 cups, Sun Ro hung a closed sign outside and asked everyone to clean the bar and clean the floor. Bring me the bills for the past few days. After the four girls stopped working, Chen Dong motioned for everyone to sit down, and Sun Ro handed the bill to Chen Dong. Everyone has worked hard these days. I will pay everyone your salary for June today. From now on, the daily business hours will be from 9:30 in the morning to 8:30 in the evening. Go home before 9 o'clock, have a good rest, and spend time with you. Family. Work is important, but health and family are even more important. The turnover in these days is very considerable, and sometimes it can reach more than 7,000 a day. Sun Ro and Jin Xiao's wages were paid in full, while Xia Shuihan and Luya had only been here for a short time. They originally thought that their wages would not be settled this month, but Chen Dong still paid them 500 yuan each. It wasn't over yet. He took out 9 more red tickets from the pile of red tickets, 3 for Sun Ro and 2 for each of the others. This is for everyone's hard work during this period. I said that as long as you work hard, in addition to salary, there will definitely be rewards. Xia Shuihan held the 700 yuan in her hand and breathed quickly. She comes from a poor family and relies on her mother to do odd jobs to make ends meet and support her education. But even though my mother worked 2 or 3 jobs outside, the family still lived in poverty. She never dreamed that she had only been working for 4 days and already received 700 yuan. Adding the 500 yuan that Chen Dong gave her last time on the roadside, it was considered an income of more than 1,000 yuan. Sister Ro, in addition, I have also made certain modifications to the other 6 milk tea recipes in our store. Take it, and remember to keep it confidential. Chen Dong handed Sun Ro the recipe he had taken the time to modify. The ingredients did not change much. The main thing was that the proportions were adjusted to make the milk tea taste better. I spent a lot of money to get a master to help me change this. I can't just let other stores steal my ideas. Don't worry, boss, we will definitely keep the secret. Several people turned off the lights and walked out of the store. How are you going to get home? Xia Shuihan's face turned red instantly, as if her little secret had been discovered by Chen Dong. You idiot, you still want to walk home? Take a taxi for me. Also, starting from tomorrow, you will get off work an hour early in the evening and take the last bus home at 8 o'clock, do you hear me? Xia Shuihan lowered her head and pinched the corners of her clothes nervously with both hands. Boss, I understand, please don't be angry, okay? Seeing Chen Dong's unhappy expression, Xia Shuihan felt inexplicably nervous. I'm angry. Of course I'm angry. Who told you to be disobedient? Chen Dong directly stretched out his right hand and flicked her forehead. The face that was already blushing instantly became even hotter. Sun Ro, who was riding a small electric donkey not far away, looked at the two people's intimacy and smiled like an ant. It seems that it won't be long before this girl will become her own boss's wife. Boss, you hurt me. Xia Shuihan pouted, feeling that her ears were burning. Okay, get in the car quickly and pay attention to safety. Chen Dong stretched out his hand to rub her head and helped open the back door of the taxi. The vehicle started, and Xia Shuahan stretched out her hand to touch the place where Chen Dong had rubbed his hair just now, as if there was still the residual warmth of his palm. The corners of her mouth could not help but rise slightly, and she turned her head, wanting to take another look at that figure through the window. The next day, Chen Dong still got up early, finished his run, took a shower, put on clean clothes and rushed to the security center. After following a set of procedures, Chen Dong finally opened his own futures and stock accounts. In order to go to the Western countries for the next step, Chen Dong also opened an international account. I downloaded the app on my mobile phone. Although it is inconvenient to operate on the mobile phone, it is good to view information. Then I went to the computer store and got a business laptop from a certain company, which was directly purchased from the top of the range. Carrying the computer and walking out of the computer city, Chen Dong planned to go back to the dormitory. The internet there was also convenient. Anyway, he was alone in the dormitory. At present, it was more convenient than Zhuan Xiaoyuan. But a phone call from Hu Wei made Chen Dong give up this idea. Dongzi, the owner of Hongyun Supermarket, has brought 2 people here to cause trouble, and they are looking for you by name. Qing Fei? I heard Lu Dinggang talk about this person. He was the one who had been suppressing Kangol Supermarket before. Needless to say, Kangol Supermarket must have offered greater discounts than him, and found a new supply channel for fruits and vegetables, stealing their business. But isn't that what shopping malls are like? If you think I can use this method to attract customers, you can definitely learn it. Who's stopping you? But not everyone has a system as amazing as Chen Dong's. Although his supermarket's profit is very low in a day, its sales have reached an astonishing 50,000. As the system upgraded to level 2, the reward multiplier reached 20, directly awarding 1 million cash. This money is now lying in Chen Dong's bank card. In Chen Dong's case, as long as he has sales, he can make low or even zero profits. But Qing Fei can't do it, he still has to pay wages to his employees. We took a taxi and arrived at Kong Lu Supermarket in 20 minutes. Chen Dong casually handed the computer to an employee. Seeing that there were many more customers inside than yesterday, he couldn't help but smile happily. In the office, Qing Fei and 2 tall men looked at Hu Wei gloomily. Isn't Chen Dong here yet? Boss Qi, I've already called. He should be here soon. Hu Wei was a little panicked when he faced this situation for the first time, but when he thought about his brother trusting him so much, his chest couldn't help but puff up. Boss Qi, our 2 supermarkets are competing fairly. We didn't cause you any trouble when your sales were good. Why do you come over and make noise now when our business is good? Is this fair competition? This is maliciously disrupting the market. If you think we are maliciously disrupting the market, you can report it to the relevant departments. Can coming here to make a noise solve the problem? Chen Dong said disdainfully and walked in from the outside. Chapter 18. Being threatened. Which supermarket does not conduct normal promotions? It just depends on the intensity and time of the promotion. This kind of behavior is far from disrupting the market, just to bluff people here. Are you Chen Dong? Qing Fei was similar in stature to Hu Wei, and looked to be in her early 30s. She was dressed very formally, especially her pair of emerald leather shoes, which were so bright and reflective. He squinted his eyes and found out a long time ago that Chen Dong, the new owner of Kangol Supermarket, was a young man, but he didn't expect that he looked like a college student. He took 2 steps forward, lowered his voice, and said, Chen Dong, didn't Hong Yuanjun tell you my true purpose of suppressing him? Oh, I wonder what she always considers. I fell in love with this supermarket and wanted him to sell it to me, but he didn't agree. Qing Fei's eyes flashed fiercely. You are cutting off my money, do you understand? Destroying a person's financial path is like killing his parents. If this is true, then the relationship between Chen Dong and Qing Fei has been forged since he bought Kangol Supermarket. It's just that the other party didn't pay attention to the situation here, causing the message to be delayed for a day or 2. In a market economy, everyone competes fairly, so why should I stop you from making money? Chen Dong was not moved at all. He had to say in his heart, listen to me and thank you. 4 million, transfer the supermarket to me, and we'll settle everything. Damn it, are you sick or am I sick? Go out and turn right for 600 meters. Please go to the psychiatry department. Please walk slowly or not. Chen Dong, don't toast and be punished by drinking wine. Chi Yingfei's face was gloomy, his veins were exposed, and he was on the verge of going berserk at any time. Believe it or not, I will make it impossible for you to open this supermarket. I believe it. If you have any tricks, feel free to use them. However, I have to remind you, this is a society ruled by law, so don't do anything illegal. After all, there is an old saying in the Dragon Kingdom, if you don't want others to know, unless you do nothing for yourself. Don't play it off in the end, it won't be beautiful if you play yourself into the game. After all, Chi Yingfei still couldn't get any advantage, just like Chen Dong said, now is a society ruled by law. There are surveillance cameras everywhere in the supermarket. If he dares to lead people to cause trouble here, and calls the police, he will be the only one who suffers. Boss, is that all? In the car, the younger brother who followed asked. How could I just forget about it? If I don't engage in pornography with them, I won't call them Chi Yingfei. Boss, how about I go in, put some poison in their flesh, and ruin their reputation? Pa! Chi Yingfei slapped him on the head. If you want to die, don't take me with you. The younger brother touched his head with a depressed look on his face and cursed in his heart. I'm not willing to risk my life for your supermarket. You dare to hit me. If it weren't for the fact that the money you gave me is quite large, I would have to fight back. When Chi Yingfei returned to Hongyun supermarket, there was no smile on his face. I fought a price war for a month and put hundreds of thousands into it, but I didn't expect that I ended up getting cheaper than that little b*********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** Find an actor to cause trouble? Then go to his supplier to negotiate? None of these methods seem to work. Continuing to fight a price war? It seems that I can't hold on for too long. The phone rang, and looking at the name, he hung up the phone upset. Maid, who leaked those photos? Now this girl is thinking about divorcing me every day. So much money is marital property, why should we share it with her? Thinking of this, Chi Fei became more and more irritable, opened the door of the office, and shouted to a young girl wearing professional OL uniform. Xiaoli, come here, I need to see you if I need anything. Xiaoli smiled. She was a beauty. She was not very old. She looked like she had just walked out of school, but she had thick makeup on her face. Taking long steps, he walked into Chi Fei's office. Lock the door. Xiaoli obeyed the instructions obediently. As soon as she turned around, she was pulled into Chi Fei's arms. Boss, it's working time and there's someone outside. If there are people, then there are people. Wouldn't it be more exciting if there are people? Chi Fei patted her small buttocks, and the latter looked at Chi Fei with charming eyes. It seems that the two of them are already very familiar with this routine. A few minutes later, Chi Fei buckled up her belt and walked out of the office feeling refreshed, ready to check on the business conditions of her supermarket. Xiaoli put on her clothes, pouted and muttered. It's really disappointing. Every time I start, my interest ends. Looking at Chi Fei's leaving figure, Xiaoli's eyes were full of resentment. It seemed that she had to find a way to solve it herself. After all, it only lasted 3 to 5 minutes. Who could bear this? In the evening, Chi Fei took out his mobile phone and made a call. Second uncle, I have to trouble you with something. You say. It's summer vacation soon. As a rule, every supermarket will provide some shopping cards to sell to public entities. This year, can you give the share of Kangol Supermarket to my Hongyun Supermarket? The person on the other side was silent for a long time. All companies and supermarkets will provide jobs and GDP for Jinghai. Although they have power, they cannot be too willful. Did you have a conflict with someone again? Hey, second uncle, I'm just a clown. I don't know how much I weigh. I want to give him some color. I can promise you this, but please remember, this is a year of change, and Mayor Wu and Mayor Zhao above want to make progress. It's okay for you to fight with others, and I don't care if it's a small fight, but don't cross the red line. If you really get killed, cause any big trouble, and cause trouble to the top, I will never forgive you. Listening to the jigugu sound on the phone, Chi Fei's anger suddenly rose again. Chen Dong told Hu Wei and Lu Dingang to strictly control food safety. Whether it is candy, rice, flour, oil, fresh milk or meat, be sure to purchase it from regular channels. I don't know what Chi Fei will do during this time. You must send people to check the surveillance video every day. You must not do something like that where something goes wrong and the surveillance video is blank. Chen Dong is not worried at all. As long as he has done his own thing well and there is nothing illegal, can he just find any reason to stop my supermarket? If Chi Ying-fei really had this ability, he would have done it long ago. Why wait until today? With the rapid development of Longgua's economy, the higher authorities attach great importance to GDP. My supermarket pays a lot of taxes every year, so there is no reason why I should be imprisoned on unfounded charges. After lunch, Chen Dong returned to the dormitory. Turn on the computer, log into your futures account, and check the price of gold. It still rose slightly today, and Chen Dong will start his first trading session tomorrow morning. Fortunately, this is futures, not stocks. Otherwise, it would be really overwhelming to handle such a big project by myself. It seems that we need to set up an investment company, otherwise if we encounter a bigger market in the future, we will not be able to handle it by myself. Time is money, and it is a huge wealth. Chapter 19. Crazy Futures. At dinner time, Chen Dong ordered 10 dishes and 5 portions of rice from the school shop, and took them to the milk tea shop to give to the 4 girls, who received many thanks in return. Chen Dong then remembered that the girls all brought food from home. It would be fine if I only had one meal at noon, but the weather is so hot now that even if there is a refrigerator, the food I bring will almost spoil by the evening. Sister Ro, starting from today, we will adopt the ordering model. You can keep track of your accounts every day, as long as each meal per person does not exceed 20 yuan. Let's make it clear first that this money can only be used to buy lunch and dinner. Don't think about bringing food from home and then putting the money in your pocket. Chen Dong's words caused everyone to burst into laughter, and after the laughter ended, there was a burst of cheers. The boss is mighty. I wish the boss will find 10 girlfriends in the future. Lu Ya's cheers made Xia Shuahan blush, and she secretly sighed. Finding 10 girlfriends is too much work. After eating, Chen Dong continued to return to his dormitory and paid attention to gold futures. The weather in June can change at any time. In the afternoon, the sun is still shining brightly and it is extremely hot. At 7 o'clock in the evening, a strong wind suddenly blew, and soon it started pouring rain. The strong wind was raging, as if someone had poked a hole in the sky, and huge raindrops hit the ground hard. Chen Dong looked out the window at the raindrops that were constantly swaying with the strong wind, and many big trees were bent down. This weather is really suitable for sleeping. I saw several couples running downstairs in the rain, heading towards the dormitory. Xia Shuahan's figure suddenly appeared in her mind. None of them seemed to have brought umbrellas, so they didn't want to catch a cold later. Taking an umbrella in the dormitory, Chen Dong went downstairs and ran to the supermarket. Raindrops hit me from time to time along with the strong wind. Even in the summer at the end of June, I feel a little bit cool. I bought 4 better umbrellas in the school supermarket and hurried to the milk tea shop. At this time, the rain finally subsided a little. Raindrops blow into the milk tea shop from time to time with the strong wind, and a layer of water has accumulated on the ground. The bar was covered with rainwater, and the 4 girls were also very wet. Sister Ro, please go back quickly while the rain has subsided a little. I will clean up here. Chen Dong gave one person an umbrella and urged everyone to go home quickly. The 3 of them, Sun Ro and others, were riding small electric donkeys. They lived not far away, and they could still go back while the rain was light. If it continues, there may be water on the road. Okay, boss, thank you for the hard work. Sun Ro and the others were not pretentious. Looking at the dark clouds in the sky, there would definitely be a heavy rain soon. Shuahan, why don't you go back? After Sun Ro and others left, Xia Shuahan was still sweeping away the accumulated water with a broom. It's still early, boss, I'll clean up before leaving. Xia Shuahan blushed with embarrassment, listening to Chen Dong call her Shuahan, as if he was her boyfriend at the moment. Let me do it. You go back quickly. If it rains heavily later, you may not even be able to drive the car. Seeing Xia Shuahan still cleaning up the water calmly, Chen Dong couldn't help but hold an umbrella and walked out while holding Xia Shuahan's weak hand. Xia Shuahan's face turned red instantly, her head went blank, and her palms were so nervous that they were almost sweating. She didn't know whether it was rain or sweat. When Chen Dong let go of her hand on the roadside, Xia Shuahan felt that her palms were soaked. Go home soon. Chen Dong opened the back door of the taxi, half pulled and half pushed Xia Shuahan into the taxi, and threw an umbrella to her. If it still rains tomorrow morning, you can come later. 1 or 2 days will not have much impact. The vehicle started, and Xia Xuahan stared blankly at the right hand held by Chen Dong just now, with a silly smile on her face. There was nothing to say all night, and when it got brighter, the singing of birds rang out outside. When Chen Dong opened his eyes, the rain had stopped long ago, and the sun had already risen. It cleared up after the rain, and the air was filled with the fragrance of earth. After washing up, Chen Dong went for a 5-kilometer run, had a simple breakfast in the school cafeteria, and then locked himself in the dormitory. After taking a shower, I turned on the newly purchased computer. The software and other software had been installed yesterday. At 8:30, half an hour before the future's daily trading time, Chen Dong's heartbeat started to beat faster. This involves whether his assets can quickly exceed 1 billion, although he still has 240 million at the moment. The daily turnover of milk tea shops and supermarkets is basically more than 50,000, and the system's rewards reach 1 million per day. But people's desires are endless. When he only has 100,000 in hand, Chen Dong thinks about when he can earn the first 1 million. When he has 40 million, Chen Dong thinks about how quickly his assets will grow. 100 million. But now, Chen Dong is thinking about how to quickly break through 1 billion, or even 10 billion. Chen Dong only kept a few million in pocket money, and the remaining 240 million was transferred to his futures account. In the first wave of operations, he plans to spend 200 million, apply 10 times leverage, and use the other 40 million as a margin. In case there is a slight fluctuation in the futures market, there is still a risk if all the money is invested, and the position may be forced to be liquidated. At 9 o'clock, as soon as the transaction started, Chen Dong used 200 million to apply 10 times leverage, that is, 2 billion, and began to short gold. Sell it at a high price, buy it back when the price is low, and return it to the financing institution. The transaction was completed in an hour and a half. At this time, the price of gold was still fluctuating, rising or falling slightly. Chen Dong did not panic at all. Anyway, he still left 40 million untouched, so he would not be affected by this fluctuation. At 11 o'clock, half an hour before the end of the morning trading time, the price of gold began to drop rapidly, falling by 4% in just half an hour. Chen Dong began to search for relevant news on his mobile phone. Finally, he saw the important news. A large gold mine has been discovered in a country in the Middle East. According to experts, the gold mine contains a large amount of high-quality gold. As long as it can be successfully mined, it will greatly enrich the gold reserves in the international market. Chen Dong smiled. He, as a person who had never speculated in stocks or bought and sold futures in his previous life, knew that in fact, from the discovery of gold mining areas to the actual mining and circulation, the time in between must be very long. How could it affect gold so quickly? Reserve. But that's how the stock market is, it's raining if you listen to the wind. As soon as there is any disturbance, everyone will react impatiently. This is why most investors will become leaks. If there is no system prompt, Chen Dong will not easily go crazy in stocks. Of course, except for some stocks that I remember from the previous life. For example, now, Chen Dong has put 3 million in a shares. Buying stocks is still a bit tiring. There is no point in buying tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands. Large transactions take too long and you still need to find a professional team to operate. After knowing the news, Chen Dong closed the computer with peace of mind and began to study the questions of Subject 1. He will take the Subject 1 test tomorrow. Get your driver's license as soon as possible and then buy a car. Chen Dong couldn't wait any longer. He really wanted to drive back home and show his parents that their son was successful. They didn't need to scrimp and worry about their son every day. Chapter 20. There is no woman in my heart, the god of nature draws his sword. Early the next morning, Chen Dong received a call from Hu Wei. Dongzi, are you up? There's a test at 9 o'clock, don't forget it. Well, I just finished breakfast, and I'm ready to go there now. The first subject was theory, so there was naturally no pressure on Chen Dong. He finished all the questions quickly, and the results came out as soon as he submitted them on the computer. 100 points. It was so silky. Chen Dong waited at the door for 3 minutes, and Hu Wei also came out. It was a close call, 91 points, almost missed. Hu Wei patted his chest and secretly rejoiced. What about you, Dongzi, what's your score? 100. Hu Wei. Let's go to the driving school. Starting today, you can practice subject 2. You can only study for 4 hours at most every day. During this time, Lu Dinggang is asked to keep an eye on him at the supermarket to ensure that he can pass subject 2 in one try next time. When will the exam take place? I checked on the internet yesterday. The latest subject 2 exam is in 6 days, on the 8th. We will take that exam. Hu Wei rolled his eyes. Why should he be in such a hurry? In 6 days, don't even learn how to reverse a truck into a warehouse. Obviously, Hu Wei was overly worried. He didn't know that Julong Driving School had been acquired by his good buddy, and directly arranged a special coach for the two of them to teach one-on-one. Hu Wei's coach is named Luo. He is a middle-aged man with a tanned face. He knows that he is a friend of the boss. His attitude is okay, but his requirements are also very strict. He often trains Hu Wei to the point of being stunned. But the effect was surprisingly good. After 4 hours, Hu Wei was able to reverse into the garage and park in a rollover position. Seeing that his learning to drive was so effective, Hu Wei was obviously a little distracted. Maybe I can't match Dongzi in terms of making money, but I'm definitely more talented than him in driving. Driving the car to the venue where Chen Dong practiced driving, a beautiful coach wearing white wide-leg pants and a light blue top with a plump figure stopped there, making Hu Wei, a passionate young man, feel his blood boiling. Damn it, what's going on? I only like Xiaoyu. Hu Wei quickly gave himself a hint in his mind, but in the blink of an eye he was touching his head. It seems that I haven't thought about Xiaoyu for several days. I even forgot to check if there is any information about her on my phone. He turned his attention to the car running on the subject 2 field. The car window was open, and Chen Dong's handsome profile could be seen. I saw him acting like an old driver who has been practicing for decades, turning from S road to right angle turn, reversing into the garage, parking on the side, starting on a half slope. Once the process was completed, it was indescribably smooth. Is this the first day of driving practice? Hu Wei's self-confidence once again suffered a critical hit of 10,000 points. Okay, coach Bai, that's it for today. The beautiful coach opposite is called Bai Shuang, and she is the school beauty of Julong Driving School. I have to say that Li Tao is still very discerning. He knows how to leave the school beauty to his boss, and even provides one-on-one teaching. The boss is really talented. He is so good just by practicing. No wonder he can become the boss at such a young age. Bai Shuang didn't know whether she was telling the truth or complimenting her boss, but her peach eyes were indeed filled with little stars. Hu Wei was very curious on the sidelines. Why is this beauty called Boss Dongzi? She is not a supermarket employee. Maybe this is talent. Boss, you can just come and check in the next few days, or I can help you check in during school hours. Well, let's talk about it then. Anyway, I will come every day in the next few days unless there is anything special. Chen Dong has systematic rewards and has long been proficient in vehicle driving, but he cannot be too outstanding. If he starts racing as soon as he gets started, it will easily cause unnecessary trouble. When you should be low-key, you still have to be low-key, as long as you stand out a little more than others. The next day, Chen Dong came to the driving school early. He had to seize the time to finish driving and go back to operate his futures. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon, half an hour before the afternoon trading time started, Chen Dong was already sitting at the computer and opening the trading software. From the start of trading on the 1st to now, gold has fallen by 23%. While practicing driving, he would still stare at the futures market on his mobile phone from time to time, not daring to be careless at all. The system gave a prompt that it fell by 26 percentage points, which was only 3 percentage points away from this critical value. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the decline reached 24 percentage points. Chen Dong did not hesitate to start buying in large quantities. The scale of 2 billion was not small. But there were a lot of futures in circulation at this time. After Chen Dong bought 1 billion, the decline reached 25 points. Chen Dong seized the time, made some operations, and successfully completed all transactions before the decline reached 25.5 percentage points. Returning the futures to the financing institution, this time short selling, the average profit was 24.8 percentage points, and Chen Dong's account amount reached 736 million. The money comes in faster than robbing a bank. Chen Dong continued to go higher, investing 500 million yuan and applying 10 times leverage. Anyway, there was still 236 million yuan left as margin, so he did not panic at all. Chen Dong was enjoying his purchase here when his cell phone rang. He picked it up and saw that it was Du Meiqing who was calling. He hung up immediately. In order not to affect his operation, he simply set his phone to silent, turned it over, and put it upside down on the table. On the other side, Du Meiqing held the real estate certificate of Chen Dong in Zhuyuan Xiaoyuan and was filled with joy. She wanted to take this opportunity to ask Chen Dong out and have a candlelight dinner to cultivate their relationship. Sorry, the number you dialed is busy. It actually died? Du Meiqing was stunned for a while. He must be busy. After all, a man who can buy a 14 million mansion in full must spend a lot of time making money. After waiting for half an hour, Du Meiqing called again, but no one answered. Does he hate me? Or am I not good looking and do not meet his aesthetic standards? Du Meiqing stood in front of the mirror. She even had her hair done today. The ends of her long hair were slightly curled, dyed light yellow, and draped down from her shoulders. Wearing a light yellow jersey, it complements the color of his hair. High chest bulge, fair skin, delicate facial features, I'm not bad at all. Du Meiqing fell into self-doubt for a while. Chen Dong is rushing to buy gold futures at this time. There is no woman in his heart, so he draws his sword to the god of nature. Compared with beautiful women, the temptation of money is obviously greater. After all, if a beauty misses this one, there will be another one. If you don't make an appointment today, you can still make an appointment tomorrow, but there are not many opportunities to make money. If you don't seize it now, who knows, the next opportunity will come in the year of the monkey and the horse. This is a reminder given by the system after you buy a driving school. This is a rare opportunity, so you must seize it. Finally, all the 5 billion yuan was bought. Chen Dong shook his slightly sore fingers, and his desire to build an investment company and find a few professional traders became even stronger. Seeing that the decline point had stabilized at 26 percentage points and no longer dropped, Chen Dong knew that there must be a reversal in this matter. I turned on my phone and started searching for news. As for Du Meiqing's calls and messages, they were ignored. The amount of 5 billion was an astronomical sum for Chen Dong in front of him, and there was no room for error. The system prompts that it has risen by 28 percentage points. Even if you sell it all when it rises by 25 percentage points just to be on the safe side, that would still be an income of nearly 1.23 billion.